Is there more to midlife than just getting through it? Absolutely. Welcome. I'm your host, Debbie Cunningham, jazz artist turned midlife mentor, and I'm here to say to you loud and clear, it's time for your midlife crescendo. Well, hey friends, welcome back. I know this was Super Bowl weekend this past weekend, so 50% of you are excited and 50% of you are kind of sad this day. But I just hope that you enjoyed your weekend and the people you were with nonetheless. I also hope you enjoyed my conversation with Patsy Claremont last week. Isn't she fun and uplifting? I laughed more when talking with her than I have in a long time. If you missed it, go back and take a listen. I think you'll be inspired by such a spunky and wise woman at 79. It's hard to believe she once suffered from debilitating anxiety attacks. Okay, this week we will talk more about laughter, but it'll be in the context of relationships. It's Valentine's week, so I'll cut to the chase. I can share a lot of things I've learned about building love in a relationship. But today, I'm going to let you in on the number one secret that will change your marriage for good. It will also affect all of your relationships if you learn this tool. It'll affect your relationship with your friends, your spouse, your kids, your nieces, your nephews, even your adult siblings. So at the end of the show, I'll also have a free resource to help you cultivate that. Okay, now, on with the show. So today we are talking about relationships and the number one secret that will actually change your marriage for good. When you make soup, sometimes you follow a recipe with specific steps. And sometimes you mix all the ingredients together, throw it in a pot, and let it simmer on the stove. So all those flavors can meld together. But there's usually one ingredient that helps bind up all those flavors. Without it, the soup exists, but with it, it becomes that signature dish your family loves. In marriage, the secret ingredient is this: having fun together. Now hear me out, because with the remainder of this episode, I'm going to share the science and physiology of why this is true. Couples divorce for many reasons, and there are some serious reasons. I realize that, but that's not what we're talking about today. Often it comes down to just not having fun together anymore. Think about it. You got married because you fell in love with someone. Well, how did you fall in love with your spouse? Were you trudging through the perils of life together? Or were you laughing? Were you finding common ground with something that sparked deeper conversation and attraction? Were you doing an activity that you both enjoyed? What was it that drew you to your spouse? Their smile, their sense of humor, their looks may have attracted you, but what built the desire to keep spending time together? I can guarantee you, no matter what you were doing, you were having fun together. When we laugh and have fun doing an activity, even if it's just pleasurable to you, like watching the sunset or petting an animal, it increases a hormone in your body called oxytocin. Oxytocin is the hormone of love and connection. So when you are doing something fun with your spouse, you feel more connected to them. When you do something fun with your friends, you feel more connected to them. Ah, see? And this is where couples often go wrong. This is the secret sauce. They have fun when they're dating, and they have fun together in the honeymoon phase of their relationship. But when the stresses of life start to mount, mortgage, paying bills, raising kids, financial strain, or work stress, they stop having fun together and start surviving. But this also leads to a lack of emotional intimacy, and consequently, then a lack of physical intimacy. But the reverse is also true, so don't hear this as a doomsday prophecy. If you've let the fun factor in your relationship slide and you feel like you are not even connecting with your spouse anymore, you can change it by prioritizing laughter and fun in your relationship. Now, there are lots of things we can do to cultivate fun, but the key here is doing something that you both enjoy. This is not dragging your spouse to every sporting event, every concert, or every activity that you enjoy in the name of having fun. Because if you don't both agree on what's fun, it's not going to work. For this to change your relationship, you have to find something that both of you find enjoyable. Now, I realize this might take some searching. But isn't enjoying your marriage more and enjoying your life more worth that? Laughter is also a good place to start. Is there a funny movie you both enjoyed in the past? Watch it again, together. Talk about it after and ask each other what your favorite part of the movie was. Find a new funny movie or listen to a comedian that you both agree is funny. Now, I realize we each have different ideas of what is funny in comedy, so you're going to have to figure that out and find some common ground. Find a clean comic. Learn something new together. Find something you both are interested in and take a class together. My husband and I did this. We signed up for ballroom dancing a few years ago. It was fun, great exercise, and we laughed a lot when we made mistakes. It definitely deepened our connection with one another, and it was such an enjoyable activity. I felt more in love with him when I was dancing, not because I don't love him at other times, just because that activity really drew us together. And when 2020 locked us down, we literally danced in our kitchen. I think I have a book by the same title. But truly, we danced in the kitchen with our kids and our sweet grandson who was crying a lot because he was a newborn. And frankly, it lightened the whole COVID load. But we also do simple things like walk and hold hands or watch the sunset together. It doesn't always have to be a big event, but even little things you both find pleasure in as long as you're doing it together. You might enjoy walking your dog together. I have friends who like to ride their tractor around their property at the end of the day and watch the fireflies. It brings them joy. They also remodel houses together and find joy in that too. Now, that's not my cup of tea, and that may not be your idea of fun, but that's the point. Do some searching to figure out what the two of you can do together that adds some joy and laughter to your life. If you are really struggling right now, even just going out to dinner with friends that make you laugh and have meaningful conversation can help you begin to connect again. Okay, the other thing oxytocin does is it brings down the stress hormone cortisol. Right? So when you are experiencing stress in your marriage, it's even more important that you prioritize laughter and fun. But it's usually the last thing on your to-do list. Derek and I learned how crucial this is when our daughter was 3 years old and had to have open heart surgery to live. The months leading up to the surgery were heavy with stress and fear of the unknown. Our newborn son was also very sick, so we were running on empty with no sleep, constant crying, her impending surgery, and the outcome was weighing on our hearts. Then I started to have chest pain, actual chest pain. I ended up seeing my doctor, and after all the tests came back clear, do you know what he said? Debbie, you and Derek need to find ways to have fun and laughter together to offset the stress you are going through with your daughter's surgery. And I was like, and when are we supposed to find time for that? That was a rough season, and it definitely could have wreaked havoc in our marriage because we both deal with stress differently, but we learned to stay connected during that season and many other hard seasons over our 37 years of marriage. And one of the ways has been cultivating laughter and fun into our relationship, even in trying times. Now, I have to say, Derek is a master at this because he has a humorous and I have a serious. That's our family joke. If you've listened to the podcast at all, I'm sure you've heard this before. But this genuinely works. It definitely takes intention. So when stress is high with work or with managing home life or kids or financial stress, plan fun into your calendar weekly if possible. This transfers to other relationships too. If you are having a challenging season with your teenager and feel distant, the way to open their heart can be through having fun with them. But it has to be something they enjoy. You aren't always going to see eye to eye with your teen. And this is actually where I would break the rule of you both have to be having fun. Although, as the parent and the adult, I want to encourage you to find something that they enjoy and find a way to have fun with them while doing it. If you prioritize doing something fun with them, making that effort will go a long way in melting the ice. And do not talk about the issues when you are having a fun date with your kids or your spouse. Let the fun do its work in increasing your love and connection, and plan a time to talk about the things later. Because here's the thing, our goal is increased love and connection with that person. So we want it to do that work, because when you have a solid foundation of feeling emotionally connected with the other person, whether it's your spouse, your sibling, your children, it's easier to have those hard conversations. This genuinely works. It's how we fall in love and build deeper emotional connection with one another, but the lack of it will widen the gap too. It's physiology and a scientific fact. Having fun, laughter, or even a good 20-second meaningful hug increases oxytocin and lessens cortisol. So make it a priority, friends. Look, I'm not saying this is going to fix all your marital problems. I'm telling you, it's the glue that can hold you together through dealing with all the problems. Even in Proverbs 17:22, it says, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones," and it will dry up your relationship too. So the number one secret for changing your marriage for good is have more fun together. And if you need help with that, I have some free resources for you. Rekindling Playfulness and Fun, and also 20 new date ideas. Go to debbiecunningham.net/date night, and you can download them there for free. And if you enjoyed this episode and would like more tips on enjoying your marriage more and building lasting love and connection, even through difficult seasons, check out my book, Dancing in the Kitchen. It's available on Amazon and also any online retailer where you buy books. And the audiobook is also available, even on Spotify. You can also get an autographed copy from my website, debbiecunningham.net/book, and you can download a free chapter or audio chapter there as well. In the coming weeks, we'll be talking with more inspiring women who pivoted careers and found new purpose in this season. Be sure to subscribe and follow the show, and please share your favorite episodes with your friends or on your social media. Your recommendation helps me so much, and it helps more women like you know about Midlife Crescendo. Thanks for tuning in today, and remember, midlife is just a brand new season to find your passion and purpose for your grand finale. Talk next week.